listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Actually, this is modified according to my requirement. But we have a Workday standard workbook that I will bring. Maybe now might be on Friday. I will bring the document. And this one, I'm just showing the sample one which we have. Which I extended this one because this one of my customer. What we did is we deployed this benefits project for multiple countries like for US and Canada, and also another rollout for ANG, Australia, another rollout for European countries like that. This is modified, but actually the Workday standard workbook definitely doesn't have all these details. I just updated for myself. Right. I will also explain how we have come here, but let me go through first the overview part. Right. Benefit plans. In Workday, benefit plans are classified into 6 types. 6 types. It has been classified. I will show in another slide. For the 6 plans, whenever we're configuring, we need to create or define some benefit components, benefit-related components. For example, if I'm creating a benefit plan, we need provider detail. We need provider detail. Who is going to provide this healthcare benefit plan? A provider can be a MetLife center. Correct. All their benefit providers. Benefit providers. Also definitely. Let me open one more document, please. We'll try to understand and the relation between provider, employer, employee. Normally, we'll see 3 things here. One is benefit provider. Employee. Employee. Benefit provider. Employer. And employee. Some of the benefit plans. Maybe both. Both needs to be contributed. Some percentage. For to make. Both needs to be contributed. Some of the benefit plans. Only employer might contribute. Best example, metro train ticket or gym membership. Those falls under employer giving benefit to an employee. Some of the benefit plans, whereas employee both needs to be contributed. Some percentages or amount. It depends on percentage or amount. Example, healthcare insurance bills. The benefit provider. First, we need to configure the provider. We have to gather the details from the customer, like who is the provider, what we will create. While creating provider, we also need a tax and also UR of the provider, that we can allow the employees to view all the rules and regulations of the providers that we need to configure. Again. Then after coverage targets, who are going to be covered for this benefit plan? Children, parents, or even further, if you want to split, doctor or child or parent, sibling. There is nothing but coverage targets. We need to create this also. You can also call it as relationship types or dependents. That also we need. Some plans might take one, then after. We also need benefit coverage types. Benefit coverage types. As I said, we have 6 types of benefit. Coverage types are available. We need to first check this plan based on the customer requirement once provided. You need to fit which coverage type is suitable for this benefit plan. Healthcare is suitable. Insurance is suitable. Flexible spending account is suitable. H is suitable. Additional benefit is suitable. Or retirement is suitable. Which coverage? We have 6 types of coverage types. You need to map. Coverage type is mandatory. You need to first fit the benefit plan in the right coverage type. In the correct coverage type. Coverage types also we need. In the coverage types, we do have multiple fields. Would you like to allow the employee to view the contribution? Would you like to allow the employee to view the employer contribution? Or do you want to hire the employee, employer contribution? Do you want to hire the coverage types? Because they are controlled by the benefit coverage types. Then after benefit group, eligibility rules. In which benefit group is mandatory? Eligibility rules are optional. Benefit eligibility rules. Why benefit groups are mandatory? Why benefit groups are mandatory? Because benefit group, with the help of benefit group, first you need to group employees. All employees working in USA eligible for healthcare plan. Then you need to create a group that completely based on the employee country. And employee status is active. Employee status must be active because some of the plans terminated employee may not get. We will also talk about Kobiare. That's a different one. Benefit group. We will create based on the country. And employee status should be active. I will show how to create them. Further, eligibility rules are optional. When eligibility rules are required, USA and employee status is active. Plus only regular employees are eligible. What I am trying to say. Benefit group means you are grouping all the employees based on country. Active status. That's true, right? If the employee is active, then only the employee is eligible for the benefit plan. If the employee has been terminated, the employee active status is termination status or retiree status. Employee may not be eligible for all the benefit plans. Based on these 2 criteria, we will create the benefit group. Benefit eligibility rules mean this is optional, but let's discuss. Benefit eligibility rule means regular employees are eligible. Full-time employees are eligible. Eligible. E. Working in Chicago. Locate. State. Illinois. Illegal. I am just giving a random example. While creating, we will discuss in detail. Employees working in Chicago. Eligible. Eligible. These are additional criteria. This is your group. You will assign to the benefit plan. On top of that, if you have any kind of eligibility rules, then you need to select one of the, or you need to create one of the benefit eligibility rules. These are better eligible. We also required because eligibility rules additionally will exclude. For example, if I said regular, which means I am excluding contract employees, casual employees. If I say I am excluding part-time employees for the benefit plan. Correct, sir. Or except Chicago. The rest of the locations, I am excluding all the employees. Rates are nothing but rates again. We have multiples depending on the plan for some plans. The contribution, the amount of contribution could be amount, which means a flat amount, which means a flat amount, a flat amount. It also can be a percentage, sometimes 10 cents on the base pay, 5 cents on the total compensation. We have mark or percentages for some plans, like healthcare plans. We do have age-related factor. Based on the age, the amount will keep increasing. If the employee 30, 100. If the employee 45, 100. The employee X 1. Similarly, if the employee, then employee will be different. This is also the amount is completely based on the years of service. Employee is suitable to conflict. There is nothing but rate. Employee contribution. The next component, definition. Whenever we create a benefit plan, you must benefit definition. Some of the customers. The plan. Let me put it in this way. If you create any new benefit plan, it is mandatory. You must under this plan year definition. In this plan year definition, we have two fields, start of date, end of date. For example, if a start of date I 23 and the end of the date, on the plan year definition, I have given 31, 12, 20, which means any employee can enroll into the benefit plan from this date. Up to this date, here is cat and the to the 3 calendar has been taken. Decision over there before itself this one of the year. Check. We have to add this year. Check. Checklist. Either extend this date 2024, either this date to 2024, or create a brand new plan year definition and give the dates to 11/30/24 to 31/2/2024. Up to customers' call which they want. What it will do sometimes. Every year, new plans will be added. Existing plans will be removed. Correct. Some changes will be happening. You may require to inactivate certain benefit plans as well, right? In such scenarios, this will be very helpful. Planning is one of the mandatory. You must map the plan here, and then only you are able to assign the plan to an employee or employee able to assign the plan to themselves. Another one. Sometimes if any customer recently went to go like newly on benefits, if someone ignored this one, they have not extended the date, all the benefit plans assigned to the worker won't be available. Sorry, it won't be visible unless you will extend the date. Once the calendar date has changed to 1/20/24, if they forgot to extend this date, all the benefit plans are expired immediately. You need to extend the date or else the plan won't be available. Plans won't be available. Practical. I will show once. We configure then cross plan dependencies. This is optional, not mandatory cross plan dependencies. What do you mean by cross plan dependencies? The cross plan dependencies means sometimes what happens select only one plan or select plan A and plan B. To make it simple, select either of the plans. You are not ready for both the plans, only one plan. You can select or select plan A and plan B both. If you have such requirements, cross-plan dependencies are eligible. I will make it simple. For example, sometimes an employee in company, they may allow employee to choose only. Assume there are two plans, benefit plan A, benefit plan B. Now customer may allow employee to enroll only into one plan, either A or B. If employee enroll into benefit plan A, employee not supposed to enroll into benefit plan B. Workday should give error message here strictly saying that you are not eligible to this benefit plan B since you have selected benefit plan A, which means out of two plans, employee eligible for only one plan, not two plans A or B. Perfect, right, sir? Similarly, sometimes what happens? Some customers may have requirements A and B. Sorry, either A or B or A and B. If you select plan A, it is mandatory. You need to enroll into the plan B. If you have such requirements, then you need cross-plan dependencies. Cross-plan dependencies. Just like overview. Tomorrow we will configure all the data. However, we will create this as well. Then these are the components in order to create the benefit plan. I have created the benefit plan with these components. What next? I need to assign the benefit plan to an employee. For that, what components we need? Let's see that. I will come here in a while. If you want to assign a benefit plan to an employee, we need two things here. One is enrollment event type. Another one is enrollment event rule, enrollment event type, enrollment event rule, and these both enrollment event type, enrollment event rule will be assigned to the coverage type. This is one of the component. If you see here coverage type, under this We will create different components: event type, enrollment, event rule, and assign to the benefit coverage type. What exactly these two? These two will play a key role. While you assign a benefit plan to any employee or dependents, how? Let's see. Enrollment. Event type is nothing but a reason. Why are you assigning this benefit plan to an employee? What is the reason? It can be a new hire. During new hire, you are assigning the plans to an employee. Or it can be life events. Life events, correct. You'll be married. Married child adoption, correct. Very good. Life events, there's a reason, correct. If you want to assign a plan, you need a reason. If you're removing a plan from an employee, you need a reason, waive off, or assign. The reasons are nothing but enrollment, event type, and this is not only the reasons. It does play a key role, especially for particular scenario, if you want to trigger or assign certain benefit plans. Example, if you're promoting an employee, all eligible plans must be triggered for the employee along with the promotion. You need to create certain rules that map with enrollment event rules, and also you need to create the conditions on the respective business processes. We will talk in detail. For now, please consider this as a reasons. Then enrollment event rule. Enrollment event rule plays a key role. It's like a centralized control. Centralized control when you would like to assign a plan to an employee, when you want to deduct the deduction start from the employee. When you want to remove the plan from the employee will be controlled, or if there is any waiting period, will be controlled by this enrollment event rule. Let me explain in detail. Normally we'll have under enrollment event rule. We have these 4 criteria, as I said. Let me explain here. Start our waive coverage. It consists coverage begin date from when this coverage needs to be start, immediate effect from today itself or December 1st next month, first itself or mid of this month itself, or I will assign plan today but effective from December 1st, something like that. I'll walk through. And also it controls when the deduction should start immediate effect or future date, or is there in waiting period. Employee needs to complete 30 days or 6 months notice period, 3 months notice period. Then only employee eligible is controlled by the start of waive of coverage, and loss of coverage, which means sometimes you may have to revoke or remove the benefit plans from the employees. Correct. It can be employee termination or employee some death or whatever termination is due to any reason. We need to remove this benefit plans from employees. Correct that time coverage is ended from when this plan should be end for the employee coverage, from when the deduction should end for the employee. We'll have these details. This is what I'm saying. I said one topic, I'm not able to cover EOI, or you can call it as AC, A Affordable Care Act. This is the only one, but I'll provide more details at high level for hourly wage a lot. They must work certain hours. If they don't work certain hours, automatically they will lose the plan. We have certain controls. I will walk through a document on this. Then coverage rules. This does play the key role. Changes allowed when you want to allow the employee to change dependent changes or coverage target changes allowed. Any new dependents you want to add, or do you want to remove existing dependents? Any that also. And valid dependents. Are you going to assign the benefit plan to a valid dependents or not? And defaulting rule. When you would like to default the benefit plans to an employee, priority coverage. As priorities, you can define coverages. We can depend. Also, you can remove the plans based on these defaulting rules. This is controlled by this enrollment event rules. I will discuss in detail why you're confident. Of course, you will want to get you are going to get the Workday certification material for your practices. I will also give you some additional activities to configure the plan. Example, something like this. I'll give the requirement expectations. You need to configure the plans. We will support them. Where is our slide? Then I'll just take one step back. A plan type. As I said, different customers may have different types of requirements, especially in the benefit plan. Different types of requirements. As a consultant, we need to understand the requirement and analyze the benefit plan will fit under which plan type, which coverage type. This is the one of the biggest challenge. I would say not a challenge. Once we do practice, once we apply twice, it's easy to identify. Like, this is the only one of the trickiest part. The reason is, once you create any coverage type and assign the plan to an employee, you don't have an option to delete the coverage type later. That's one of the. It's not a challenge. I would say it's one of that's how Workday has set up in setup. We have to ensure this plan will fit under which type. That's one. We have 6 types of coverage types. Healthcare, all healthcare plans you can assign under healthcare, like Medicare, dental, or healthcare classifications. We have a dependent eligibility rule, coverage targets, healthcare rates. If you choose this one, you need to ensure classifications. You need to create dependent eligibility. For example, a healthcare plan might be only spouses eligible, not children. If someone tries to enroll the children, the plan should not allow them, should not be available to assign correct. We can control the eligibility rule. Coverage targets. Who are eligible for this health care and what are the rates? Percentage flat rate. But details SA spending account. These are exclusive for USA, exclusive for USA. I have deployed globally, but none of the country has these requirements. It will. This falls in a flexible spending account, ASA Health Savings Account. Here we have employee maximum per annum or quarter per month contributions and employer contributions. Similarly, spending account employee maximum employer contributions we will have. We'll create these two. Then insurance plan. I would say on the healthcare plan, the first one, we have the healthcare classification correct. What is that? Healthcare classification. Classifications like dental vision, some other component, HP, EHP, VHP, medical will create those classifications right. Then insurance. In my experience, the trickiest part of configuration is this one, and this one trickiest configuration restarts like straightforward and easy. If you ask me why it is sticky, because a lot of configurations we need to do backend to bring this plan into life. Here insurance coverage and levels like best. Best is sometimes incidence coverage. Again, there is different customers to customer. Coverage will be flat. It's like 10% on total base pay, or this is one example, just 10%. It will pick up the employee salary and on that top of that 10% will be calculated. Or the insurance coverage could be a flat amount like 1,000 US dollars per month. or the coverage will be something like this: employee salary multiplied by 10 times 10x. And this is also the numbers. Also, it could be flat amount. Or some companies, what they will do depend on the coverage of it. If employee is executive level, employee salary multiplied by 10 times of the 10 times of the salary will be coverage. If the employee is management, employee salary multiplied by 5 times. If the employee is non-management employee, salary multiplied by 2 times. It will be different again based on the management level. We need to check one plan will be fit in that case. Do we need to get 3 different plans for each member? Or some customers have a requirement. Allow the employee to choose how much coverage they need. Allow the employee itself how much coverage they need. They need 10x or 9x of the base pay, 8x of the base pay, or 7x of the base pay, something like that. But here, whenever they select the particular 9x, 8x, 7x, 7x, the contribution amount will be changed. The charge, the employee contribution will be varied. The more select, the more contribution. Employee has to do like that. That we need to cover here, and then insurance rates, flat rates, and associate coverage rates with the plan, of course. Assign these coverages with the plan, and then we'll assign it here actually for insurance and health care. What happened here is we have to bring the dependents also correct. We have to bring the dependents right under that. You also have to think whether depend LGBT rules are required or not. Fine, then retirement savings for a 1K right employee. Employer will contribute some amount based on employee base pay. Straightforward plan, but retirement savings plan is straightforward. Then additional benefit plan. This is interesting: pet maintenance allowance, metro train ticket allowance, gym membership, cafeteria allowance, all will falls under additional. To make it simpler, once you got the requirement and you realize none of the coverage types are fitting for the requirement, then the only option we have is additional. Actually, it's a savior for us. If you can't figure anything here, it doesn't fail because it doesn't have the conditions or criteria. Straightforward plan. If you can't figure those plans, it will be fit. Actually, as you mentioned, like convey and solvents, we do have compensation. Plans are suitable. But if they want to give a ticket, kind of annual amount, employers that they would like to pay, when we can choose this one and also some of the plans on. Most of these plans are directly impacting compensation, which means for certain calculations, we also need compensation data. Example 10 cent or 5% of 41K contribution on salary is part of compensation, correct? Similarly, incidence 10 times of salary, and these are also looking into the salary detail. We will also talk about how to bring the compensation data as well into pen plan. This we will learn. Apart from that, there is one more thing I would like to highlight. Of course, enrollment instructions, e-signatures, tobacco configurations, everything is there. There's a stride for we will talk. We do have another concept called passive event. Have you heard about this one? Passive event rules. Write something like this. Let's say reason why maybe some of the dependents can lose the parts. It's in benefits exactly passive, and lose if employee dependent child reaches to age 21 or 24. Employee dependent child no longer eligible for this class. Automatically once the child is triggered to 24 or 21, depends on the country and the requirement, the plan won't be available to the employee. Should remove the plan directly from the employee. The dependent will lose the coverage as per the customer's requirement. Additionally, we can also send a reminder notification to the employee that employee should not be in shock. Employee should not be raised a concern saying that how come you removed my dependent from the coverage. 1 week itself, we will trigger a message to the employee on that your dependent is reaching to the age 24. Hence, the plan is no longer available. If you need any additional information, please do reach out to your benefit administrator. Like that, we can come to that. These are all we are going to learn from tomorrow. County. For today, we'll just touch base all these points. We'll touch base like how to configure what is the task in the tenant. We will see. From tomorrow, for each benefit plan on the screen for tomorrow, each benefit plan, I will come up with a requirement similar to the workbook. Based on the workbook, we'll configure the details. Thank you. Let's start from first with providers. Assume we are creating a benefit plan. The benefit plan is a metro train ticket or some commuting allowance. Customer would like to show as part of benefit plan not commuting allowance, because commuting allowance also we can create in compensation itself. There's no difference on benefits. Assume for this, we start creating with some fictional data. Along with the fictional data, we'll try to understand what are all other fields we need to configure. A simple benefit plan we are creating. Let's say metro train ticket. Employer is paying metro train ticket of somewhere $25 per month to employee. Simple requirement. Let's start from here. Here we create benefit provider. Also we'll create benefit coverage type. Then we'll create benefit plan. For now, we'll assign an existing benefit group. We will also create one in our region. We'll assign benefit group. We'll also assign contribution details. Contribution details. And this is called plan setup. And then after we will also talk about create benefit to assign the plan. Benefit event. Benefit event. Benefit event. Benefit event and coverage type. Under enrollment event rule. Then also we'll create benefit. Let's say plan your definition. And last, assign benefit plan to employee. We'll follow these steps with some frictional data. First one, provider. Who is going to provide this benefit? Self-establishments, company, re-advancement provider. Enter the effective date. By default, whenever we're creating the benefit plans, all the effective dates, we give 1 on 1900. We will give by default 1 1900. Or alternatively, you can give as customer establishment start date. For example, customer establishment. In 1/1/2020, we can give that date also. Here we'll select for our understanding 1/1/2020. 120 provider. And the provider is nothing but company is only giving the benefit to employee. I'm going to give it a provider. If it is a healthcare, and all we will give here, MetLife, Bupa, etc. Company provided. There is not a third party. We can see that processing. And here you have URLs. URL in the sense, for example, MetLife or Bupa you have given here. Whenever the MetLife and Bupa, the provider, has some rules and regulations, terms and conditions. Correct. This benefit plan will be on end date. This benefit plan will be expired on end date. You or your spouse are only eligible. Children only eligible. Only these diseases can be covered. Something like that. Here, what we can do is we can create the actual URL and map the company. For example, if it is a MetLife. Here we can provide that. MetLife URL. Something like. The customer will provide the URL. We will just copy paste it here. What is the advantage is, whenever you want to see the terms and conditions, directly click and select. It will open the page, the particular page. And here we can also give the provider type ID. It looks like in this, nothing has been configured. Will do. And provider ID also. The tax IDs and all we can provide it here. Provider tax identification number. Like federal employer identification number. That's right. The details also, we can give it here. The customer will provide these details. And is this benefit provider is a program partner. Just for reporting purpose. The program partner. Like they will give some kind of what you call discounts or something that own partners. Then you can select this checkbox. It's just a flag. And here you have electronic signature. We'll talk about this electronic signature, which means whenever the employee would like to enroll into any of the benefit plan, they have to read the terms and conditions of the employer. And they have to select the checkbox, which means they are agreeing the terms and conditions. They are agreeing the terms and conditions. And they are enrolling into the benefit plans. Something like that. We'll talk about that. But we can also configure our own electronic signatures. I will discuss. And we can scroll down further. Here you can give the provider phone number, provider address, email website address, all the details here. A simple one. Provider. Save this one. Now we have configured the provider. Next, let's create benefit coverage type. What is the plan we are creating? Let's say a metro certificate. Contribution is down to 5 per month. Employer contribution. Now, as I said here, we have configured the provider. Here we have 6 types of coverage types. Healthcare savings, spending insurance, retirement additional. Which coverage type? We can also call these are all coverage types. Which coverage type is suitable? Additional is suitable. Additional, exactly. Additional, correct. Now go to the tenant, access the task, maintain, benefit, coverage types, maintain, benefit, coverage types, healthcare, spending account, insurance, retirement, additional, the same things. Expand this, additional, benefit, coverage types, like this. You can expand this. Scroll down further. These are already existing coverage types. Display order as well. You can select Add Row button. The first thing. Here, once you enter the name and save that, the name you can see here. Display order. Display order control. For example, an employee is eligible for all the 3 plans. Display order. Display order controls all the 3 plans. Employee is eligible. Now which plan you want to display first? For the employee to enroll. That by this other. You can give the same as well. When you give same, we'll take the alphabetical order of the plan name. The display order. Can it also be in alphabet? Or it has to be numeric? Good one. We always give numerics here, but yes, we can give a try on alpha, but we always get new. We can display order. Metro train ticket. Let me give this. Metro train ticket. Use coverage target. When you set the checkbox, automatically, the coverage targets will be populated on the benefit plan. Employee, employee, employee plus children. Like that. But this is employer provided benefit plan. Employee provided benefit plan. Let's see how the input looks. Then plan behavior. Percentage. Flat amount. Amount means minimum and maximum. What is the minimum amount? What is the maximum amount employer can pay or employee can contribute? Rates mean a flat amount. It's a flat amount for different plans. We will select all these 3 options and we will see how that looks. You can select rate. These are like Workday delivered ones. These are you can select for easy recognition. Why do we need this? So, how these icons play as a key role. If you can select any, whenever you select any icon, the same icon will be visible to an employee while they're enrolling that we can easily find. The type of that's like all the icons are what they deliver. Can you create additional icons? We can do that, sir, but you can select one. We can select an upload. We'll select car here. I'll show how to create them. Then here, some kind of controls. Some kind of controls. What are these controls? Based on these controls, you have selected. The plan will behave accordingly. For example, only one election. Let's say executive, metro train ticket, a train fare, management, metro train fare, non-management, 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 metro train fare. That's a employees eligible for metro fare $20. Assume you have the requirement, something like this. In this case, you can create all the three types of benefit plans with one coverage type. The coverage type is one with the same coverage type. You can create three plans. At the time out of three, you want to allow employee to choose only one, either executive or management or non-management, then you need to select only one election. If you're creating multiple benefit plans on one coverage type, then you must select this checkbox. If you're creating one coverage type, one benefit plan. Instead of this, if your requirement is something like this, not executive, not management, irrespective of the management level, all employees you may say eligible for $25, all employees is for $25. In that case, you need only one coverage type, one benefit plan. You need to select this only one election. It's optional, must select coverage. If this plan is mandatory, employee has to choose this plan at any cost. Remember, if you select mustard coverage, there are two more controls we need to configure. One is auto enrollment and benefit by itself. Automatically, employees will be enrolled into the plan. Employee automatically will enroll. I will show you that. If that is the case, you must select this checkbox, display employee cost. Would you like to allow the employee to see the employee cost? Select this checkbox. Display employer contribution. Do you want to allow the employee to see the employer contribution? Select this checkbox. Then use coverage. From plan year ended. Use this checkbox. This directly impact on the payroll side. Whenever you enable the checkbox, the benefit plans automatically will be enrolled to the employee eligible to the employee from next year, first date onwards. Next year, first date onwards. Benefit 1 year, we are going to give the year that will fall. Right, if you're applicable, you can select it. COBRA eligibility, not all plans are eligible for COBRA. I'm right, sir. Only retirement or insurance health savings plans, health savings and insurance are eligible under some applicable circumstances. Something like if something happened to an employee, like employee death happened or some disability, or company went bankrupt, or company terminated the employee without any proper reason, then the employee eligible for the health care and insurance. These two we will select under healthcare and insurance. Here you have a checkbox in use once you create a benefit plan on this coverage type. Automatically, the checkbox will be enabled. Automatically, this checkbox will be enabled. It's something we are not supposed to select. And one more point I would like to highlight here, you have this remove room, but here you see, we don't have any remove room any. Guess, sir, why we don't have here and why we have here. Because all of these other plans from 1 to 3 that have been created, they are all under one, the same, all are in use. Alright, once the benefit plan is in use, this is what I am saying, like Once the benefit plan is in use, remember you don't have an option. This we have not created any benefit plan. That's why we have an option to delete this. Right? Any questions on the screen on coverage type? I'm saving this record. Then we'll go to the next next task, that is create benefit plan directly. Access the task create benefit plan. You can see here how we are including provider and coverage type. Effective date. I'm going to give 1/1/2023. Who is the provider company owned, correct? We already created that of BC. What is the benefit plan type we are choosing? Additional beneficial, select this. And once you select this, automatically it will ask you the coverage type. We already created. That is what it is metro. What we'll do, we'll add and going forward easily. We can finish right. What are the parameters to create a benefit plan? Effective data provider benefit plan type coverage type select. Now, this is the plan section. Now let's talk about the fields. Benefit plan name. One of the interesting thing, it is not mandatory. You need to get a benefit plan. Not mandatory. You need to give the benefit plan. If you left this field as blank, automatically the benefit plan display as the coverage type. Let me show you first. I will keep this field as blank. Here you can enter the benefit plan description, as customers will provide the description. You can enter here something like employer provided benefit for committing go office. Something like that for more information if you want. Here you can create an external all companies. They will maintain their own benefit portal, right? What are the employee benefits with more details? You can create an external all and map the portal or link over here. When now the employee wants to understand what are the conditions terms of this benefit plan, they can select this link and they can find out benefit groups. As I said, benefit groups normally will include two things here, company plus employee active status. In this scenario, I will select the existing one, then later I will show you how to create. I'm selecting employees. Who is working in USA and employee status is active. Further, if you would like to see, I will talk about this. Depend eligible to do benefit. Eligible to rule. Benefit group eligibility rule we discuss. However, let me highlight this. If any employee is part of this organization, either of this organization, and the employee status should be active, which means terminate employee should not be terminated and hourly compensation for employee is empty. Employee shouldn't have any hourly comply. This is the requirement. Based on this, the existing rule, we will also get our one. Here you have worker plan eligibility. This one will control. This one will control. Yesterday you have asked one question. You remember, sir? Can I create a validation not to enroll the employees who say or have depend at 26? Then I say you can create the worker plan eligibility. Something like this. This is also will suffice. Additionally, if you say only, let's say I have two types of employees. Let's say the customer has two types of employees. One is full-time employees or part-time employees, but your requirement is Only full-time employees are eligible for this benefit plan. You can create eligibility rule and assign it here. Alternatively, if you have requirements, something like salaried employee, hourly employee, similarly regular employee, casual employee, casual employee, if you have only full-time employees or solid employees or regular employees or part-time employees, hourly employees, casual employees, you can create the benefit plan eligibility here on Ascent, which means only regular employees are eligible for the benefit plan. Let me quickly create one. You can access the task. Create benefit eligibility rule. Select benefit plan eligibility rule. Name it here full-time employee. Full-time is nothing but time type. Here search for time and on the relational operator, select. In the selection list, here you have full-time, part-time and variable. Select full-time. Save this record. Right-click on this eligibility rule, copy text and map it here. Now employees who's working in USA and active status plus employees, full-time employees are eligible. Then auto-enroll. If you select this checkbox whenever you initiate the plan, automatically the plan is assigned to the employee. You're not allowing the employee to waive off the plan. You're forcing the employee to choose the plan. For instance, 401k insurance plans for them. Right, use individual rates. Two things here, customers. Let's classify the customers into two scenarios. Customer 1. Customer 1. Benefit plans and contributions are rates maintained in Workday. Maintained in Workday. Customer 2 benefit plans for reporting purpose maintained in Workday, but amounts rates maintained in external system. They are maintained directly with the vendor. Or they have some SAP system for benefits or exclusive system for benefits. In this scenario, amounts are near not maintained in Workday service because scenario 2 amounts are not maintained in Workday. In this requirement, you need to select individual rates. Individual rates. The rates will be deferred for each individual employee. That rates you need to maintain in a table called Maintain Individual Rates. We will discuss in detail while we are discussing complex topics here. We will do that. Let's go with the first scenario. Assume employee maintain benefit plans amounts everything in Workday. Only provide reserve and not. No, someone refresh it seems. Let's we didn't lose the data. Good, we are not maintaining using individual rates. Assume the rates are maintained in Workday currency asked. We'll take other scenario also, frequency employer paying on monthly basis. Frequency. I will select monthly earnings and deductions. Two things again here. If customers have add payroll or named payroll, we have to maintain the earnings and deductions and map it. If the customer has in-house Workday payroll, they can create earning or deduction for this. I will explain. For now, keep the fill up blank. I will discuss this. Expand plan details. Here you can give plan additional information text that when now the employee is enrolling into the plan, the employee can see the instructions here. Not only that, you can give the providers all also. If they would like to see more details, they can see it here. Something like employer, something like that customer will provide the details. Right then expand this one benefit, eligibility rules and rates. Here we'll give the rates. Select the benefit participating group, the one whatever. Here we select it. This will be available here. Please do select. Remember, this field is coming from. Let me show you again. Here you have the check bus coverage target correct. That's why it is coming asking us include coverages employee, employer plus, etc. If you unselect this checkbox, this field doesn't come here. This doesn't open. We can directly enter the details. I'm selecting employee only, and this is the employer paid tax, and it is a taxable contribution. It is like a post tax and fireman to $25. Simple and straightforward. Any question? Let me say yes under the covers. Because directly from the coverage, we were able to choose the cover that we wanted. You did explain that. If they under the coverage, if it's checked, you automatically have it on the cover. What's the best practice? Should we check or we should just leave it on check? It's right. Right? It's again depends on the customer requirement. For example, if they say across all employees are eligible for only one rate, then you no need to select this one, correct? All employees have only one rate. If they say the rates are different based on the age, the rates are different based on the years of service, the rates are different based on employee management level. In such scenario, it's mandatory you must select this coverage target and you need to create this coverage target management, executive, non-management or years of service, something like that. We'll take the scenarios also. Now we created the benefit plan. The next one, of course, best practice also. We should discuss always whenever you create a benefit plan, update the benefit plan as a reference in future. If you want to play around with any apes, it's easy to understand and also remember. Sir, I have not given the name for this benefit plan. Correct. Let me read it again. See, I have not given the benefit plan name. What happened here? Metro train fare is the coverage type. Metro train fare is the benefit coverage type. Company provided is the provider name. Both are prefixed here. Coverage type plus provided prefixed if you enter name, something like metro train fare. We already gave here. I'm gonna provided you see here what happened. This name will be added in between. I mean as a prefix, Metro Transfer Company Product Employer Provided. Remember, that's the reason Workday not make this field as mandatory. Now right click, copy the text, edit this benefit plan reference at. Go to the re-reduction, integration aids. Edit reference head. And this is the system generated reference it. We remove this one and paste our own and always fill the gap with underscore. Underscore, underscore. Set the data with the vendors or else integration will be failed. If there is a space, integration will fail. And why do we need to map this reference edges? I will also show you EAP concept manually, how to assign through EAP also. How to assign how also through EAP. How to waive off the plan when employed. At that time, this reference it is placed. A key row right. Our plan is ready now. Now let's talk about the next concept, which is assign benefit group. Assign benefit group. We already assigned here in the plan contribution details. We have maintained $25. Events broken. We already assigned the group here and also we already maintained the contribution details under rates. Now directly we'll go to benefit. Benefit events are nothing but the reasons is nothing but the reason. If you see, our target employee coverage type is a metro train ticket. Benefit group is nothing but user active status eligibility rule. Full-time employees rate. We selected 25 existing when employed planning definition VV to create one. Now interesting thing here is this one enrollment event type of enrollment event tool. Attach it to the coverage type we created. Now we are creating this one. We are creating this one. Access the task, create benefit, event and give the name as a M Metro Metro Right and Metro Right. One moment right. Environment offering types. Here the coverage types are available, the one we created. If you can see the metro try and map, it is. Worker selectable. If you select the check box, which means employee him or herself, they can enroll into the plan. They can select this one. If you unselect this one, if you unselect this, which means only the benefit partner or Ben admin can assign the plan to an employee, you got it right. If you select this box employee, him or herself, they can assign. If you unselect Ben partner, Ben admin only can assign. Now let me select worker selectable. Also even date field label. Whenever you assign benefit plan to an employee, what happens is event date. It will ask you event date. You can overwrite the date with meaningful name, something like benefit plan effective date. Normally event date is nothing, but whenever we are initiating, instead of event date, I'm going to display this name. Right route. Enrollment to benefit partner. If I select this checkbox without the employee, the BP goes to the benefit. The BP needs to be configured correct and it will go to the benefit partner for the approval. We'll talk about that during business first class. Excuse me, sorry, I have some call. Sorry in future, if you don't want this event type in future. If you don't want this event type at all, you can simply select inactivate. Once you inactivate this event, no longer available to select to an employee or her admin, it will be hidden automatically. Whenever we're getting a new plans, whenever you're amending the existing plans, we will select these options. I'm not inactivating now, but we do have one class like how to remove the plans from the employees. Restricted countries. Would you like to restrict this event only for one country? Yes, only USA employees are eligible. Hence, I will restrict this only for country USA. Right then, reinstatement the event. This is applicable for passive events. Coordination event. Sorry, this is applicable for passive event, but we are not creating this event for passive event. Please ignore. I will pick up this discussion while we're discussing on the passive event. Then days to enroll, calculation days to enroll. On event date. On initiation date is nothing but, for example, today I'm initiating this transaction in the system. Initiation date is true. Present event date is nothing but effective date of the benefit plan. Most it will be event date, which means once the plan is initiated. What are the effective date you have selected? From that date to 10 days. This event will be open to select the plan by any chance. If the employee has not taken any action within 10 days, automatically the event will be cancelled. Giving, say, timeline like 10, within 10 days the employee needs to be selected. Here you have a checkbox. Sometimes what happens? For example, you are my benefit administrator. You have initiated this plan to me. You've initiated within 10 days. I need to enroll into the plan. I can see if you have a checkbox. But I forgot or I was busy, I didn't take any action. Now I do have an option called checkbox. A flag it is. If any employee failed to enroll the plan into 10 days, the employee should not report back, which means the employee lost the opportunity. Employee should not come back and say that we have the strict guidelines. You can select this flag and coordination of events and reasons. This will pick up during our business process. We don't want to reprocess future events all, and we can also select higher, change of, etc. Events here. I will talk about all this during BP class, since we're basics. Any questions are here. Under the days to enroll, go a little bit. Now, employee cannot report after days to enroll after we have initiated or we have launched this event. And for instance, maybe this is checked initially on my configuration. Can I come back to edit it and uncheck it? On benefit, event type, what are the reasons are always editable, sir. But on benefit plan, Once you select, some of the fields cannot be editable. You can still edit it. Yes, but make sure once the event is already initiated, the change won't be applicable for the initiated events only. This change is applicable for the new events which you initiated. Right, West? Also, there are fields we will discuss. Then I will take you to the plan year definition. What I do is this I'll pick up now. Benefit plan year definition. Plan year definition is mandatory if you don't create a plan year definition or if you don't assign the benefit plan to the existing plan year definition. Remember, the benefit plan cannot be assigned to an employee. Make sure. Create benefit plan year definition. Create benefit plan year definition, and here you can give the name I'm creating. I'm giving the AM just to identify whenever you're playing around in a tenant, we easily identify it is AM. Start date I'm giving here as 1/1/2023. Of course, you can take calendar help also, and here you can select 31 December 2023. Yesterday we discussed this one planning definitions and the ongoing benefits program. How come I'm not? Oh, here we get additional benefit plan right. Select this and search the benefit plan here. Your benefit plan must be available to map. With the help of this plan year definition, you are assign this plan to an employee. Select. Sorry, any questions here? On plan year definition, the end dates for the plan year will always be for the entire year, right? It can be. Also, you can update to 024. It's not mandatory. It has to be the year end you can, which means this 2 years you are continuing this benefit plan. Like that it is. And how does this plan year? How does it drive? For instance, if I put the end date, we start date as 11/2023. If I decide to put in date like 11/30/2023, that's one. Twenty 23, 24. How does this drive? When I try to assign somebody that is now hired, you know what you're doing to be able to assign to the end date. Maybe in February or in March. No, we have any parts. No, but plan won't be available to us and it will be available to us and only between these two dates, between this period. Yesterday, you remember, we created one plan year definition, correct? There are some benefit plans where we no need to enroll every year. It's like one-time activity, correct? Though for that we create ongoing plan year benefit. Plan year definition. Let me put in this way. Let me show practical and the tenant. Two types of plan year definitions we will create. Of course, country specific also. For example, if I do, you see here some of the plans, especially life insurance, healthcare, flexible spending account for them will create every year. Some of the plans which are continued, like metro allowance or commuting allowance or gym allowances, gym membership fees, under what we do is we'll create ongoing enrollment. On the difference here is when you select this ongoing enrollment. We'll do the start of it. End of it is 2030. Up to 10 years. You can give 5 years, 15 years, your wish. The benefit plans which you are continuing for long run. You have to map it here. See all, the tournaments are part of the long year. It's not like every employee has to enroll. Right. We will create and we could end it as a few more years. We'll call this ongoing. Similarly, some of the benefit plans. As I mentioned, we need to allow the employees to choose or open enrollment. Correct in this year, because why we have this concept. The employee and employer both needs to be contribute here. For this, you have a paper. End it. Like yesterday, we created healthcare insurance plans. These plans will initiate to the open enrollment. Every year, employee has to be enrolled. Here the call, if any benefit plan is continuing one set. Once only employee has to enroll and it will continue for long run, you have to map the plan under ongoing. If any benefit plan you are initiating through open enrollment and year by year there are changes, you want all the employees to enroll. They need to get another benefit plan definition called year to year. Let's proceed to test our plan. Yesterday, what we have done? Yesterday, we created the benefit plan. We have mapped the benefit plan to plan a definition. Next, we'll assign this benefit plan. Event under coverage type, event and coverage type under enrollment rule. And finally, we'll assign the benefit plan to an employee. You're clear with this topic yesterday, sir. Do you want me to repeat a quick overview? Yes, an overview. Let's proceed to assign this plan. Sorry, we'll talk about enrollment event rule. Enrollment event rules. I'm going to take one specific session on that. For now, testing purpose directly. I'm editing existing one. Enrollment event rule controls, as I mentioned, if you can see in this document. Enrollment event rule controls when do you want to coverage? When you would like to start the coverage. When you would like to start the detection. Is there any waiting period? And similarly, this is for assignment. If you want to remove the plan from the employee or waive off the plan from the employee. When you want to end the coverage. When you want to stop the detection. And this is, as I said, EOI is here. EOIs. I'll give the documentation and coverage rules. Changes around dependents can be added. All this we need to configure now to make it simple. The benefit event water we created. We need to map it here under the enrollment event rule. Let's see how it is. You can go to the task edit enrollment event rule in one session. I'll explain in detail. I'll get a brand new one. Right. And select the enrollment event rule. You are specific. It looks like only one rule they're maintaining. Only for other countries. They created different rules for us and they created one master. Effective from 1/1 to the 23. Right. All these countries are consuming this enrollment. Right now, scroll down here as I mentioned. Start of coverage, loss of coverage, levels of change coverage. Start of coverage, loss of coverage. These three are part of US specific. Affordable Care Act, as I mentioned, I'll give the documentation on this or I'll give you a high-level overview. Now we'll talk about start of coverage, coverage rules, also loss of coverage. Here select the Add button. And first yesterday we get one benefit event correct. The metro train, select the event and here under coverage type add this rule. And here search for or benefit on metro train ticket. Sorry, the coverage that we created. Metro train. Now, what are the benefit coverage type? In another page, I will show this. This is a benefit coverage type as we created. Correct. This coverage type we are mapping here. Coverage. Remember, not the benefit plan. And when this plan should be assigned. If this is the reason, the benefit event. Yesterday we created this event. We get is a metro train for benefit event and same event we are assigned here. And then down to that we selected this coverage type. Now remember this point. The benefit plan effect. Today I am overriding this. I will show you where it will come. Now here you have waiting period. We want all the employees to wait to get eligibility, which means employee must be complete 30 days of service or probation period. Then only employee eligible. You can enter the days. Days and weeks or months. You can. For example, if I enter 30 days, employee needs to wait for 30 days from the employee hired date. It directly pick up from the employee hired date, months. Now let's say there's no directly giving. And then here you have few options. When the coverage should start. When the coverage should start. On event date. Event date is nothing, but whenever you assign the plan to an employee, that date itself, employee coverage should start. Or else you have multiple options here. First of the month following event date. As I said, I will take. Let me go with the basics at this moment. I will discuss all this. We have control. Let's take. I'll give you a time. For example, what is the effective date of today? 60. Now see here if it's like an event date. We are assigning the plan to an employee, which means the benefit plan is effective from this date itself. If I select first of the month following event date, which first of the month following event date, which means it will look into the next month, which is December. A plan is effective though you assign plan today. Employee eligible from December 1st itself. Some kind of controls I'll walk through in detail. Most of us are always on it unless the customer has some requirement. The next one is coverage begin date, when the coverage should start immediately on the event date. Here also we have few controls we'll discuss. But let's select only on coverage. Begin date, which means on the same day. Now we are assigning the benefit plan. This is required when you're removing the benefit plan. Since we're assigned the benefit plan, we have to select this. Then go to the coverage rules. Coverage rules are very important. Same thing. Select the coverage rule here. M&D benefit event. The coverage type. Try and find. Allowed benefit plan changes. Select this option. Here something like employee can select multiple plans under one coverage. Employee can choose only one plan. No changes are allowed. Only current plan needs to be selected. Current plan should not be removed. Only dependent data change should happen. Something like that. We have some controls. As I mentioned one session, I will explain in detail. Since we are doing basic testing, let me select only current plan, or you can select any plan. Either option. There's no dependence. Correct, sir, for our plan. This is applicable for healthcare insurance. Go to the here like allow dependent changes, add new dependents, change existing dependents, remove the dependents. And whenever you select what dependence needs to be removed, it will be opened here. That we will talk while we are talking about working on healthcare and insurance defaulting rules. How do you default this benefit plan to an employee? How do you default this benefit plan to an employee based on the priority, based on the coverage, etc.? I will again walk through that. For now, default to current directions or simple. And don't worry, sir. This is one of the important. I will explain each and everything. Now, basic setup we have completed. Now we'll proceed to test whether we are able to send this benefit plan successfully to an employee or not. Right. For that, what did I say? Workout selectable is true. Now we can go to one of the employees who is part of country USA and we can test it. Do you know what is the best practice in finding a worker, sir? Search for find workers whenever we are doing testing is really very helpful because it has a wide variety of, and it does because I've become a bit familiar with I'm going to party food. Actually, this is really very helpful when you perform testing. Like for example, you want to test an employee in USA and regular employee in USA, regular plus Chicago. You have all these options. We'll go to the country and filter. And then here we'll select United States of America. Total 986 employees we have. From this, one will set one employee. Only this much. Let's take the Now I will switch to Miss Adam account. Of course, I can also directly from here. Let me send that clearance. Go to the benefits of the worker whom you want to answer the action benefits. Here you have change benefit, election or change benefits. And here reason change. Reason is nothing but benefit. Event type select the AMD metro train fare, the one we created. And you remember this one at the benefit plan effective date. I have changed this interview when you want. Let's say one does in the plan 1 day past. I'm selecting today. Also, we can select it, select today. You remember, these days is coming from. Let me have. Even date plus 10 days, correct, sir? 10 day even date plus 10 days is 25 up to 25. I can choose this, submit. It will go to the employee, directly triggered to review and approve the benefit plan. This plan were assigned to an employee. Approve, but it's how? It was showing empty, which in itself it's empty. You're saying right. Let's see whether this step has been go to the employee to handle that. I'm also feeling like it is exactly what all our process completed. I'll go to the worker. Benefit. It's not that you're currently using, it is empty. Now let's try to troubleshoot this. I could see. Successfully completed. Oh, she says it looks like someone has to the business process. There are no elections. Let me check the business process at the view definition. Initiation, then it should go to the benefit partner. Initially not a part-time, should not have been with partners, not anyone. Once the partner is approved, then you should go to the administrator for approval. Once the administrator is approved, then you should go to the review corporate authority. But the partner. Now, let's do one thing. I'm going to cancel this event. I will proxy as an employee and see. We'll talk about this as well. Go to work history. Let me delete this event. Or resend this event. Do I have option to proxy? Sorry, you're right. What start proxy, stop proxy? Very good. We're switching from one user account to C. We currently in her. We are in her account. We're switching. Since we said workers are suitable, we need to do one round of testing here. Your apps will go to benefits. Change the benefits. Event not. Let me say, that says 1 day past. Sorry what you got and say under 6 and heat. Exactly. This should not be the case. Let's troubleshoot what went wrong. First thing I want to find out, does this employee makes the eligibility or not? We'll go and check that. I go to Miss Adam. How can we do that? Go to the worker related action, go to the benefits. And benefits eligibility. You can have eligible to the rules. It is not. Only the planning definitions, which we have not created. He's eligible. The planning definition is we created. He is not eligible. Time, right? You have a catch here. You got that point, sir. Can you get a guess what happened here? Why this employee is not eligible? Because it's showing? No, because it can go to a benefit plan. Metro. Here we put the ruler full-time employee eligible. Correct, sir. What we said here, employee who is full-time only eligible. Now we'll check what is this employee might be this employee. Time. Could be the reason, but we'll check that also. We have to validate. Others group might not. Go to college is part-time. That's why it's returning blank. Now let's find the right guy. Find worker. We change this time type to full-time. Or we can change that as well. That also works. Correct. Now I will go with this option. Location country USA. I'm trying. It will be a time type also. Let's go with the type of employee. How come there is no time type? We'll pick one employee from this list. Oh god, this guy is still. Let's check this guy. He's a full-time worker. He's the US. I'll proxy him as Mr. Mod. Approx. Benefit. The metro train fare. It is to display here, not now it is. It went to the admin for approvals. Quickly we go to admin. Who is that mean here? Bali, is that mean the proxy is at this? Which profile start proxy as Barry? Business process also will cover some security BP we will discuss. It's available for. Again, let's get started. Metro train fare currently is waived off and roll. Now see, this is another one. It's not going to allow us. Instructions also there. You must elect a planner metro. Now let's fix this. Interesting. It's actually good, only that we will learn. Now let's fix this. It should allow the employee. We don't have option 2. With a. Sorry, Karen. I thought that we are trying to do. Select it as. They had me now as HR administrator. When we're creating, those said that it is what are selectable. I tell you the work that I should be supposed to do to enroll that. And the administrator is just going to approve. We have done the same. What we did is we proxied to this employee. And we enrolled into the benefit plan. Sorry, we are trying to. 1 sec. We proxy to this employee and this employee is showing interest to enroll into the benefit plan. And the benefit plan. First it went to the approval to the benefit administrator. Once benefit administrator is approved. Sorry, you are correct. Why is coming 1 moment? It should allow the employee to handle right, not the administrator. I think it's from the BP. How they call the BP? First I will fix that issue, then we'll discuss, like who can. I'll try to fix it. The issue might be here. Or change to. Can select any plan. but it's the current elections. Are we? Our default priority coverage. Let me try with this. Going back to who's that guy? I'm not a. Cancel this. How they got the BP? It's been messed up. I think we need to fix that issue first. After cancer, why it is going for, but need to complete this. It looks like in this time we need to fix the BP also. I will set up tomorrow. Who's in it? Now we'll have normally employee can enroll into the blood. Two options here. Let me put it into three options. Different customers have different requirements. What about first scenario? First scenario, employee can off the benefit plan. Our partner approval. Then send the employee again. Plan of. Second scenario is employee first enroll into the benefit plan. Ben admin. Outner. Approve the benefit event. Third scenario. On behalf of employee. Ben admin or Ben partner. And assign the plan to employee. In this scenario, there is no approval because initiated by Ben admin, Ben partner. Normal customers can have three options. Option 1, employee just shows interest. I would like to enroll into the benefit plan. Then we need approval from the Ben admin, Ben partner. After the approval, again the step goes to the employee. That employee can enroll. Oh, this is a very simple process. First, employee enrolled into the benefit plan. Then the step goes to the Ben partner for approval. In one line, the approved budget plan is active. Third option is on behalf of employee. We don't give access to employee will keep the benefit plan under the control for Ben admin, Ben partner. These people can assign the benefit plan for an employee at the time. No approval is triggered. What happened in the first scenario? I believe the P is working for this. We'll troubleshoot that now. Let's again. I will try to assign as a Ben admin or Ben partner, and we'll see how it works. Bennett. Ben admin. It's open for Ben admin itself. Now has an option to select. Right. Has an option to select. Now I change cancel any benefit plan. Now they have an option. Confirm and continue. Coverage is $25. Sorry, employee and long cost is monthly included and save this. Your method end. Review and sign off. Why it is not showing employee? Oh, it's showing here. So, since the electronic signature, you must select this checkbox. We did create this. The statement for an employee. It has been successfully enrolled. Now we'll go to this worker and we'll see this plan has been assigned on display worker profile or not. And it clearly states that the plan is assigned, but I'm not seeing. Here is not there. The further steps are in progress. It's in progress. Waiting for whom? It's automatically approved, not required. Someone included. Let me quickly proxy and approve this. Actually, this is not the case. We have to skip this step. Or show you quickly proxy and approve. Profiler start proxy. Actually, this plan is not supposed to be eligible for COBRA. The BP there is giving the issues. Now it's mandatory. We need to bring the plan and assign the details. But I will try to get 16. 16 will still give it. Oh, but that it has to get successfully completed. We'll go to his worker profile. Still not. This is what this session. Still, it is in progress. Wonderful. Waiting for whom? Same person. What I do is I will cancel this enrollment. But let me fix the BP also. The proxy. One better plan, multiple issues. Now we'll fix it. What are the? Always learning on it. This is the history. What we do is we'll two options, either remove the step or keep the step and should not trigger for our requirement. We'll fix it that way. This is causing issue for us. On this by default, how does given this, what we will do is, I'll create a rule. An active implementation. Well, will it be the pause. Now we have to configure the BP, get the requirement for the BP, and do the configuration before we start even creating all the plans and all that. Actually, we need to create the BP from the scraps. I just said these three examples we discussed, right? We need to get the BP according to that, like who can approve, who can initiate. That's what I'm saying. In life implementation, you are like projects. The BP is the first thing that we have to do even before we start creating providers, creating anything in the tenant. That may be. The first thing is for us to do the BP process. Get the configuration. The two options. Option 1 is complete the setup and then pick up the normal. How we do is first we'll complete the setup, coverage, everything, and then we'll pick up the benefit plans and then we'll assign the benefit plans to an employee. But BP needs to be competent. Another question is that in most live implementation, like the ones maybe that you are experienced and all that, the BP, is it handled by different SME or the same person that does? You do from A to Z of everything that has to do with benefit or somebody, and this BP, and another person creates all the plans and all that, and maybe later another person brings all the data back into the. There are again based on the implementation, engagement, management. In my scenario, what happens is we have a business process administrator separately. We'll give all the BP to the team to configure for all modules, including benefits, time and absence, and everything. They will be taken care of. Sometimes what happens when you own the project or your product completely benefit, then you are responsible to call from end to end. Both are possible, but depends on budget and other issues. And how large the project is also here. Correct. Now we'll give a try, sir. I'm trying to skip this step. Not should not be triggered. They gave here 1 week data. That is a reason you got the point though. We have to do. That's true. Let's remove this due date because we should not give the due date and definition. Now we'll try this step. This step should not be triggered. Now we'll give it. We'll go to the same worker to test. Right. Change benefit. No. Let's get started and select confirm and continue coverage. Review and provide sign off. Now we'll see. The history. In progress. This step should not trigger. Looks like I get a validation, but unfortunately it's failing. But we'll fix that for now. What am I doing? I have to proxy her account. We'll still go ahead and approve proxy. Oh, being come itself. You do come here. That's then why? With whom does it? What happened this time? There's no person to take it actually. also what that is not showing. Two. Complete here. You see our condition work. We still didn't trigger. I'm sorry. Now the plan must be available for this guy. Perfect. In today's session, we will discuss few setup related data, which includes already listed here. We will see how to configure electronic signature. We will see how to configure related persons relationships, means dependents. How to configure coverage targets for healthcare and insurance, and what is healthcare classification over the set of related data. Let's proceed with that first thing, electronic signature. Electronic signature is nothing but a confirmation from the employee. I have read all the terms and conditions of the employer or the company, and I'm enrolling myself and my dependents into the benefit plan. It's something like agreeing the terms and conditions. This is a checkbox. The person needs to be select and submit, which means the person has acknowledged. Let's see how to configure this one. A simple and straightforward task. You can access the task, maintain electronic benefit, electronic signatures. These are the existing signatures for different types of countries. What I do is I will add one row here. I will give the perfect of the AMD, just for our understanding which one is triggering electronic signature. And here we can give the electronic signature. Text something customer will provide. This details is something we cannot do. Customer has to provide the details. Some random help text here. Something like, what were you? I'm getting some random text. I agreed the benefit element terms and conditions. My eligible benefit plans. In terms of enrollment, my and my different. Something that it will be. And you can bring it in color if you want to by selecting this, which color you want to present. And also you can keep it as bold letters if you would like to. We have multiple options. Now let's say benefits for deploying globally correct. Like you say Canada, UK, India, all other countries. But I would like to restrict this benefit group applicable only for the employees in USA. Here, I must select country. Remember, If you don't assign any country here by default, this is applicable for almost all the employees. If you don't do any restrictions, the signatures are for all the countries. Restrict to benefit groups. We have benefit groups for the US. We have benefit group for Canada. We have been a benefit group for India. For which group of people would you like to display this electronic signature? Here we have, I'm going to select USA active employees, salary the existing benefit group. Active employees in salary. Active employees in salary, they're enrolling. This should be displayed. But if you remember, there is already a restricted one for configured in this tenant. This is a Workday sample on what they have given. Now I want to make it as a default. This one. That our electronic signature. You can see whenever you're enrolling the employees. Only one. You can make it as a default. What happens is based on the employee benefit group. This is, for example, in the US itself. I have two different types of electronic signature based on the benefit groups. The signature will be displayed. If I'm hired, if I'm assigned the benefit plan for salaried employee, this will be available. If I'm hiring, if I'm assigning the benefit plan for an hourly employee this way, these instructions will be visible. Like that also, we can control. Any question? If I want. If I put the restricted benefit group to be hourly for different or different group, I would not check the default. It would be unchecked. Then I'm selecting. Now, once you create this electronic signature, you need to map to your existing or you can create a new. Sorry, the name doesn't come. Provider, benefit provider, electronic signature must be mapped with the benefit providers. Let's create a benefit provider here. And then we'll map this electronic signature with the Ben provider. This we are going to use for our retirement savings account. Let me give you my life. We aim at this. Here I turn signature. We have configured right just now. AMD, please map this one. If you assign any benefit plan with this provider, this signature will be displayed additionally. And we discussed in our last session this URL and our handsome living metal blank. Now this is about a simple electronic signature. Here are two things. There are two configurations where we have to request customer to provide free text. One is an electronic signature. Another one is enrollment instructions. This we will discuss during our open enrollment. Then related persons relationship. If you are configuring or setting up the benefit plans for healthcare or life insurance. Healthcare or life insurance, then it is mandatory. You need to create relationship types like spouse, children, daughter, son, parent, mother, father, like that. Let's configure that. In fact, in this sense, the details are already available. However, we will configure some new fields. For these, you can access the task called maintain. Relationships, related persons relationships. Actually, this time we have a sample data. Normally work doesn't give any details, something like this. You need to configure. We'll do one thing. What I do is, it is that relationship type name. Exposed is already there. Sibling is the siblings also there. The name's already there, right? If you do the same and work will give it. That's why we add a prefix AMD. Exposed, which means we are continuing this. Then and you can call the expose X partner. Agalat, something is there. It's already there. AMD, we can use some correct. We can give AMD daughter. Now we need to map these relationships with Workday relationships. Exposed is nothing but a spouse right. I can give expose, exposer, X partner also available. We'll map this. These are Workday delivered values. And son is nothing but a children. Daughter also is nothing but child. Like this. Now here are restrictive relationships. Restrictive relationships. For example, when I was selecting spouse, let me change this to spouse itself because we already give expose right. Or I'll give, instead of expose, I'll give partner. Now restrictive relationships whenever you enroll in either of these four. Either of these four, would you like to default? Would you like to default dependent, dependent or emergency contact or beneficiary, beneficiary? If you want, you can select these three reasons according to the customer's call. How does this work? Is this expose act as emergency contact, beneficial and also dependent? I will give spouse as beneficiary dependent, emergency contact. Then child is dependent and beneficiary. Daughter also beneficiary and dependent. Now what happens whenever you enroll in these people automatically in the benefit plan, whenever you're adding this data right? It will display beneficiary and dependent. You can choose one of the value that instead of adding. I will show you this is set up right while we test. Now we can see all these details. Restrictive countries would like to display all these four relationship types only for specific country. If yes, select the countries here. These relationship names applicable only for country USA. If you're assigning benefit plans, then in USA, only these are available. If you're assigning benefit plans other than USA, these won't be available. We are done. Then include relations for wellness program. Sometimes customers will give wellness programs. It is a flag actually doesn't play any key role here. Would like to include the children in the wellness program, gym memberships, or any company provided yoga vouchers. We can select the checkbox not meant to. Right? And even if we can scroll to right here to tell you the usage concept, like how many benefit plans you have, map these relationships types. For it is 0 because we are not mapped, not created. Questions on this? Good and good. Then we'll also talk about coverage targets. And actually, let me say this, you can see these details while we're covering the plans. Now we'll talk about coverage targets under the healthcare classifications. Healthcare classifications. Let me also explain it high level and how we're going to configure this. Coverage targets are required. Coverage targets are required for 3 types of benefit plans. Healthcare. Another one is insurance. The last one, audition, which means if you're setting up the coverage targets, health insurance and additional, then, only these coverage targets are required. Coverage targets are required. Let me explain it high level now. Like what it means. What is this coverage targets? In the sense, some of the benefit plans rates will be different based on the combinations in the sense. Employee only employee. Or let me put it, employee only. Employee plus both. Employee plus both plus. Children. All employee plus both. Plus children. Plus parents. Let's take insurance plan. Her healthcare insurance. If the employee is single employee can choose this. Only employee is enrolled into the plan because the employee is single, not married. Or if the employee choose, if the married employee plus both. Or employee married plus children. Employee's spouse plus children. Employee married plus children plus both plus parents. Why these are required, right? Because the rates of health insurance coverage, rates, contributions are different for each one. If it is only employee, the rates are different. Employee plus, both the rates are different. You need these details. We need these details. How to configure this? You can go to the task, maintain, healthcare, coverage targets. Similar to that, we do have C maintenance coverage target, additional benefit coverage targets. We need to configure all, but I'll show one example for maintenance healthcare coverage targets now. Display order again priorities. This is nothing but priority. I will do here M&D employee only. Minimum dependent, maximum dependent, only one employee, only one employee. Second one is Normally, what happened in this entire data is there for our class additional and configuring. To copy from here itself, the employee plus those. Minimum one employee and spouse. And here are the value dependent types. Spots M&D partner, we can know. Third one. Employee plus post plus. There is an error. Minimum 1 children, 2 children. They're allowing 3 maximum. Let's teach you. Thank you. There's 3. We will select. First, I'll start with partner. We check. We leave this on. Even we can select, since we can't forget separately, we're selecting others. Simply, we can search child. Parent also, we can't forget, but we are not confident. These values, please do ignore. Here requires enrollment. When you select these work, they force you to enroll this M&D part. Sorry, what they force you to handle this person into the benefit plan. Mandatory is a kind of inbuilt validation, but it's up to customers' call, right? Whether they want to or they don't want to. Please do not select unless the customer make it as mandatory. Here you have HSA. Sorry, if perhaps one check that box and during the course of testing and all that maybe you're not supposed to. Can somebody go back to it and uncheck? Sorry, do you want me to go back to the relationship type? No, I'm talking about this require enrollment, right? There is an enrollment. Once you check, it means that you are making a mandatory. But if you don't want to write, but maybe in the course of configuration and mistakenly check it, right? And after running now using the user with ODA, I'm not supposed to be mandatory. If I come back to edit maintain health coverage target, will I still be able to uncheck it? Good one. Basically, setup configuration always is eligible to revoke the changes. However, I'm assuming once you make this part and already enrolled this, you cannot select. But let me check this and come back to it. The health savings, we have not discussed it. I just say we will discuss family mapping, employee mapping and his usage count in future. If you don't want any of these coverage targets, you can select that it won't be displayed in the same plan. Any questions on this task? I think it's clear. Or let me say this. Mapping. I have a sorry. With this now. Once we set up the maintain healthcare coverage target, does this like cover on that? Health insurance for Medicare for the mission. For employee self, it's not required. It's my bad. No, for employee self, it is not required, sir. Only for targets. It is? But this is a basic set of the audience. Before we're going to copy the plans. Now what I do is, we will start. Let's discuss about healthcare classifications exclusive for USA. Healthcare classifications. I believe in this one, it will be definitely might be available. Normally the healthcare classifications. We have one is EPO. The people was that part required. Provider. Organization. Only for USA these are applicable. Next thing you can see is a chamber. Health Management Organization. They are the normal classifications. We have, of course, further disease. You can map on a dental. With them, etc. Let's see. You can access for this task or maintain healthcare classifications. For US, preferred provider. Healthcare. What is that? HMO stands for Healthcare Management Organizations. DMO ATSB. These classifications you can create. These are just for reporting purposes. Doesn't play any key. Customer has to provide. Which classification they have. Once the priorities classification, where exactly we'll use. Let me show you that answer. When are we getting insurance plan and health care plan, especially the health care plans? Here the classifications we will map. Why it is required for integrations and reporting. Any questions on this one, sir? We will discuss this. We have not gone to any health care or insurance. We will discuss this. For this one, the different coverage type here. We just put in the dental. Normally it is the 10 out to come blank for a new configuration, right? We have to set all of this in it. Correct. This is about the basic setup. Now, quickly, what we will do is we'll proceed to get one benefit plan. The Retirement Savings Benefit Plan. With the coverage type, we can reduce that. And how? We need this answer right. The most important one is this one, sir. Benefit Census Report. This report will tell you where all your employees, the employees who serve all, are mapped to the benefit plans, or any employees, though they're eligible, and have not mapped to the benefit plan. Most will run this report. This will guide us a delivery from Workday content. Let's see the output once. This report will help you to get what are the benefits plan. These employees have been enrolled. Plan type. Coverage percentage dependence. all these details. This report is a guide for us that all our employees are enrolled or any employee has been missed. But I will give you the other reports as well, including audits. Now we'll proceed to create a 401k benefit plan. 4K strike for benefit plan. Maintain, but I'll give the requirement in the documents. Don't worry about that. I'll work on today, this weekend. I'll share with you. Retirement is nothing, but 14K is nothing but retirement savings account. Either you can call it as a pension payment, super innovations, or retirement. It falls here. Retirement section. Right, sir. Please expand this section. Let's get coverage again. First add the row. And this part of the one, I'm going to get AMD for 01. Beneficiary designation is required. If we select designation is required, you said not applicable dependent. That beneficiary is not mandatory. If it's optional, employee can choose to assign the beneficiary. If it's selected, required, it is mandatory. Employee has to enroll the beneficiary. Sorry, like if something risk happened to an employee, the dependent will get all this contribution amount. Right? Then icon will select it as. This one for one. Right then, these are as usual. In the first session discussed, is it mandatory to enroll into the plan? If yes, select this. Would you like to display employee cost and employer contributions by default? This will be selected and it is not. We are not assigned this plan at the end. Please do ignore this one. Then select. Now the next step, create benefit plan. We had benefit plan, the effective date, provider. We created the MetLife. Plan type is retirement. Is covering the 401k. Participating benefit group is active employees in salary. We have to allow the employee to get it with frequency, let's say monthly. Landed is, we can do some kind of instructions. Instructions that you want to. Some kind of customer. We have to provide these details. Something like this. Employee contribution, let's say minimum is 0, maximum. Oh, it's a percentage rate for 1. Minimum is 0, maximum is less than 30%. Employee can enter minimum 0 to up to 30. Similarly, employer contribution also will enter. Employer contribution percentage is 5%. Match up. We'll also give some names here for one good. Retirement plan. If I'm in this, if company has a policy and for one, what is the minimum? What are the maximum contributions per annum an employee can do? In which scenarios employee can claim this sum more? Those will be maintained in the portal that you are. We can map it here. Then we'll also talk about payroll, how to map the actual payroll directions into the session. Any questions on the plan configuration? On the frequency we chose monthly. Is that because it's every month that it will be deducted from payroll, or it can be maybe by weekly frequency? Actually, if you give whatever the frequency, the amount will be detected based on that frequency. It's up to customers' call which frequency they would like to process this on monthly, weekly basis, bi-weekly basis. That's fine. I will give some monthly here. Then we give contribution details. Now let me also talk about external payroll deduction. We have two things especially, and for one I mean two things here. In-house payroll. External payroll. You know the difference, right, sir? What is in-house Workday payroll and external payroll? In-house means within Workday itself. You're running the payroll within one day, right? Which means the direction also you need to create within Workday. External payroll means the payroll is happening or crossing with external vendor like A, D, PIN, GA, something like that. For them, the direction setup is different. For in-house, the direction setup is different. Let me show how to create for external payroll deduction. I will save this record. Remember, I'm not tag anything. I save this. Now go to maintain external. Actually, the integration team will be taking the payroll direction, but I will show you. The pay group. Is there any pay group for? Most of our reverse is in-house payroll. Something is there. Something like this. Reverse. This is configured by the integration team. Don't worry. But we should aware how to do this. We can give the name as AMND4421K. Core will give it as Theory API. This needs to be given by the ADP or paycheck. They have to give the code. Then pay group will assign based on the country. And benefit tax is a pre-tax or employee cost. Plan is the one we created and map it. Integration team will map, but here we'll give the name. We'll add one row and we are mapping to the respective pay group. Core is provided by the third party, payroll vendor, and then pay group are mapping it and benefit tax, pre-tax, post-tax, and the benefit plan. Any questions? This only becomes applicable if we are using external payroll. If we are not using external payroll, we don't need to do this. No, not required. Exactly. Correct? Now let's see how this direction can be mapped to the work benefit plan. Whenever you want to see all the benefit plans on one single screen, you can enter benefit plans. Here is a report. If it is not applicable, if it is just in-house payroll, we are not doing any maintenance. Now we need to create this one. Create deduction in work data. In payroll, we will learn this. Now it's with the help of this task called benefit plans. You can see all the list of benefit plans are available here. We get a retirement savings. Go there and apply the filter by selecting enter. Under value, search for AMD. Now you see if you can scroll to the end. Let's go to the plan itself. And we need to map this, edit this. Benefit plan. If it is the in-house, it automatically maps. If it is external, then please to map the direction here. Interesting. The direction must be available over there, but looks like it's not. We have not assigned this to work. Let's go to the plan. Thus nothing has been created for us. Let me select something different. It should display our deduction here automatically, but looks like this is because our defaulted to the entity. Some kind of setup is missing or there is no specific pay group for our US specific pay group. Could be also one of the reasons. This I have to troubleshoot. Why it is not coming in? This is something I need to troubleshoot, but no worries, I will try to figure it out what went wrong. Here we stuck. Here the direction should come. Or I will show one quick thing. One quick thing. If it is in house payroll, don't worry about this. This is part of payroll. We will learn during payroll session. Oh, bad. I'm sorry. You see here. I can use. I can hear me. Sorry, I can't hear you. Oh, I can hear you now. No, it's back. Actually, it's mapping here properly. Even our action also has been successfully mapped, but I'm looking into here. It's maps. Sorry, can you hear me? Oh, it's working. Actually, it's mapping perfectly, but I'm looking into the end of the wrong place. I'm sorry for that confusion. Any questions on today's topic, sir? Here now, if the end is and deductions, in the upper side it says and the 41K, then M&D benefit plan. What is it? Right. This one external payroll deduction we created. Maintain deductions, you remember. Action. This one is M&D benefit in-house deduction. It is here. This one is external deduction we created. Quickly. Now, if I say this, you see, you can see another deduction on our benefit plan. You can see two now, right? If I refresh, oh, it's not coming in. I didn't map. I don't think. This one, I'll pick up on next session. I will explain in detail. Is that fine? What is the difference in these two? The conclusions, and this weekend I will work and share one requirement document. Maybe you can start comparing based on that. That's fine. Is that fine? We can hold for the time continue tomorrow, and I will explain in the next session what exactly the difference is in-house and external. I went to the benefit plans in one task. You can see all the benefit plans here. And then let's have a look on gym. You may know like which one it is. The first one. This one, right? Plant and Fitness Incorporation. That's where my question first starts from. You can see that the name of the plan, which is gym membership, is adding the name of the provider to it. And the coverage, Planet Fitness Inc. Added all of those to it. Then also added gym membership for managers. Let me help you. Sir, I hope you remember in our first plan when we discussed about the name, we have two options. If I add your plan, what date do you have, sir? Don't worry. Then you see here. First, this is gym membership is your coverage type, sir. Let's split this into three. Gym membership is coverage type. Planet Fitness Incorporation is your benefit provider. And even gym membership managers is your benefit plan name. what Workday did. That's why they didn't give this field as mandatory. For example, let me copy this, and if I give it blank, it will display as coverage type. Coverage type. Let me put it in the document. The first thing, the name, the plan name, how it works is coverage type name. Plus benefit provider name. And gym membership. The one you gave benefit plan name. This is how it will display the name, sir. Now if you want. Now let me understand your requirement. You don't want to. There's no override name concept here. One moment. How do you want the name, sir? This is the time, because I tried to go back to the one that you created. I saw that for the metro that we didn't have the whole. When we came to plan here, we didn't have, if you go to metro, for instance, we didn't have the whole name. Metro train company provider. Let me show you this. The reason is, I gave only employer provided the name, sir. Metro train fare is a coverage type. Company provided is a benefit provider. Employer provided is the benefit plan. A standard behavior here. If you don't give the name for this, it won't display this data. It can read it as Metro train fare company provided. That's fine. This is a standard behavior, but how do you want the name? You want something like this is fine, or you want only as gym membership. You are looking. You want to give one. As gym membership. As gym membership. You want to go. In that case, let me show you the alternate one. But still, provider will be there. In this case, remove the bandwidth plan. Remove this value. Go to the coverage type. Under addition of this one you created, right? This one or this one? The first one. Remove this value and give this one. Gym membership managers. Select this. Now you can see your plan. This becomes something like this, which means plan name. If you give, it will be prefixed this combination. That's the Workday standard behavior. Standard behavior. Where is this talk? I can just use the same name or description. The coverage type, exactly. And they provide, and they plan. That's keep the benefit plan name as empty. Then you can give the coverage type name something like this. That's number one. Number two. Number two. If you go to the Edit Benefits plan, right, I tried. In the Edit Benefit plan, I wanted to change the integration ID. It could show, look up for integration purpose. Uh, uh, I was not able to find that, to edit that. No problem. Select your benefit plan related action. Go to the integration IDs. Edit reference ID. Let me help you on this. First of all, let me change this. This is the one. If you want to give the same name, shall I override? Is it fine? Like this we can give sir. Membership. You can edit and override. And this is your a benefit plan. Reference ID. Now let me also explain. What are the difference between these different types of IDs you are watching? You are seeing View I, which let you allow to view the ID, sir. This is Workday generated ID. Workday automatically generates a reference ID for each plan you call. This is Workday ID. This is also sometimes may require any ID. And here, this is your plan ID or additional benefit plan ID. This is your ID as and another one. ID means if you want to map this benefit, if you want to. Let's say the same benefit plan you have in another application and you want to map that. Here you will search the system and the ID. This integration team will do. You have SEPI, sir, for benefits. You have Workday. In benefit, the customer operating, it's a rare scenario. I'm giving an example. Both systems, they have slowly. They want to bring the legacy data into Workday until they want to continue the view also. You can map the same plan inside to here by creating an indication system. Indication team will, you can map this. The both plans will be in sync. Reference ID. You can exchange the benefit plan Workday to shell people. Workday to SEP. Right. You want to edit the benefit plan on edit mode itself. Right. Something here. The reference ID. We don't have an option. You have to give the details to the reference ID. Edit reference ID. But in here you don't have an option. What I'm actually looking for is there's a place. I know it's not under benefit eligibility. It's when you create the plan. It's telling you the ID, the plan ID, and stuff like that. That's where I want us to view. I want you to show something to clarify there. Do you remember, sir, which field it is? Not here, not here. Let's do the tax edit benefit plan. You want me to edit this plan. Should I edit? we have edited the plan. Like missing something. I'm missing. No problem. I will help you. I will tell you all the steps. What we configured. Please do. Please let me know. Is it event? Coverage types. Endowment event rules. Plan year definition. What I actually wanted. It's under the edit. Is it? It's benefit plan. That was where. There's something that I'm missing. Let's leave that. That's not. Since you have shown me how to do the other thing, maybe when I practice it for that, I'll be able to get a hold of it. Then I will make proper question. The last question is that the last question would be on the after I've created this plan. I followed all the steps and I assigned it to. If you look at I see active managers and above, then full time, right? When I did a test, I saw that. Let's look at it. Is this correct? All employees in USA. Employee status should be active. Under the benefit group, this is the benefit. I created a benefit group. That's managers and above. It's a benefit eligibility rule. I believe you are saying this one. Active managers and above. Actually, you gave the name is correct. Benefit group name. This is required, sir. What we can do is, let me help you. I will edit this group. I will edit this. Add to M plus and us. Change this to. Should we? But my requirement there is that the benefit group, then you'll be for managers and above, not just for all active employees. I'm coming to that, sir. That one you need to define here, sir. Here, what you can do is create benefit eligibility rule. Benefit plan. You will get this one. Select benefit plan eligible to rule. Description you can give manager and above. And here search for management level. Selection list. Selection. And here comparison value is manager and above. Direct. Chief Executive Officer. And sorry, Board Director doesn't have the. We don't need that. This thing. Like this, we need to serve above the manager. Direct. We have, number 9, Senior Vice. Then once it creates this rule, right? Copy text. And also you said full-time employees. Correct. You also need employees and must be full-time. Add another condition here itself. Edit. And the row. Now we can add the row here also. Now employee must be full-time. And employee should be manager, director, VP. Then copy this rule. And also update because full-time we included, right? Edit this also. We have to update the name. Take this. Go to your plan eligibility. Here you can apply. Always when participate in benefit group means salaried hourly country level only. If you want to get further, like the employee must be full-time employee, part-time employee, hourly salaried or managers, then we need to create benefit eligibility rules for that additional criteria. Now does it mean? The one that is required, the participating benefit groups, it is wrong, right? Active managers and above in US. We need to change this name. I think we updated the name now. Let me save this. You created error. See, we already changed. All active employees in USA and active status must be true. Then time type equal to full time. And this both has to be matched. How it works is, let me do one thing. First, what happened? You can go here. You can go here. It's not allowing you to see. It doesn't allow. This became an AND condition. This condition must be passed. And employee must be passed this condition also. Both needs to be passed. Then the plan is available to us. Have you tried to assign this plan to any employee? Yes, I did. Are you able to assign this plan? It was shown as empty. Can we troubleshoot that one then? That you will know where it went wrong and all. You want to find worker. Before that, can I check into the setup? Right. Can you help me? What is the event type you created, sir? Did I write it down? The event type would be the. Let's go to all. I think I didn't write it down. If you go to all, click on all. That I can see it there. This one. That's it. We are to give membership. Always add this one while you do practice that we can easily identify. To identify. That's what I put it there. You'll give the name. Offering you selected. Perfect. Employee can select event. You restrict it to US. Worker also can be selected. Event date also. You're given 10 days. Looks good. Now let's go to the enrollment event rules. I use this down. I didn't create it in you. Now let's edit and we'll review it. It should be down. Perfect. This looks good. This is the event type and this is the coverage type. Good on event. On coverage at begin date fantastic. This looks good. Now let me take rules also. You be at a gym membership. Your gym membership managers can select any plan. Perfect default to current elections. Priority coverage. Right looks all. I was also doubting there. But is that correct? Correct actually. Honestly, sir, here what happened. You know this is kind of hit and trial, kind of error, hit and try for each benefit plan. All 1, 2, 3, 4, these are all will pass for us on benefit plan. If you want to remove a benefit plan, then these are required. But that's the right one. Let's see. Now we'll go to an employee and test it. Now we have the rule here, correct? Employees should be assessed active. And then time type is full time. And the employee manager level above should be yes. Now we need to find the right employee for this. I didn't put the net. What would you find? Actually, what they should give here to find out eligible employees. That is, and no worries, this will help us. Here you have available workers correct. Select this, but will bring all other countries. We have an employee here, Steve Morgan. He is his. Active is true full time. True, he is a CBO. Management is true. Let's test for this guy. Or even you can go with this guy. There is a Sarah known. Let's try for this. Since you selected worker selectable, I need to switch to her account, correct? One more thing, let me find this also, please. May know which plan your definition. Sent. I think. Oh, but what is that? Even coming from your definition. No, it's like I called it. Gym enrollment. Oh, gym enrollment? Here we go. Yes, perfect. Everything looks good. Sir, can I change this to but? Of course, ongoing. That what our plans are practicing. Right? You can map all the plans here. Ongoing benefits program. Normally, we will have only one. We don't have for each plan. Looks all good. You did the right configuration. Now we'll go and test for this guy. I'll switch to her account. I'm in proxy. Her account book is not able to see the reasons. It's not, nothing is coming. How come he's asking check marks? You wait, sir. I'm not seeing, it's not coming. But there was a guy that I tested yesterday, and no worries, we'll go with this guy. Unfortunately, I didn't put the name on the guy. Is there any other member in her team? It's not about your configuration issue. There is issue with the employer profile. No one is there. Some security might create it for her. It's not proxy, let's see. You see whether the benefit group is eligible or not. Looks like he is not eligible, sir. That's the reason it's giving blank. You got the point. He is not eligible for the benefit plan, but we'll try to troubleshoot why. Or let me run this also eligible to row you have created. I'm type how you are. This is really strange. This says his pass. And he is country equal to US. It's it is and it's full time. And it's full time. Management level is. Management level pass. Look at the Jake Lee. Jake Lee was the one I was referring to that I made a test with. But it was frozen. It showed us empty. Jake Lee. Should I try for this guy? I also had the same issue with the any. Let's see whether it will go through. Certainly will do. That was where he got stuck last night. Interesting. I like this challenge. Let's fix it. Is it fine if I can take some time on troubleshoot? Thank you. Go to Pen50 event. I check the coverage. Let's select the event date. Event date plus 10 days. It has to be en route. Have you selected by mistake? Can coverage. Year and onward, the employee is eligible. Something like that. Let's see. No, I didn't. It was only additional benefit that I created. I think I need. This should be. This should be negative. But let's test. We'll go to. Still also not sure it will fix. But we'll give a try. See, I'm just checking by mistake if we give any date. Don't worry, sir. I think I have to go back to stroke proxy. No waiting period on even date uncover as we end date. We'll recap the same. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where is our benefit plan? Could we change the name here? Ne- Could it be expand on benefits eligibility and rates? The one down. Have you mapped? No, you have mapped it. Amount also given. The frequency issue. I also would like to troubleshoot this one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What did it get wrong there? No. Actually, these are. We must accept this challenge. Right benefit group, I will select the standard one in this page. We will edit the paper group which you created. Actually, far, we selected the existing one. We have not started this benefit. You, thank you. Look at the one we did. We didn't do in the waiting period. That is not managed, sir. That is managed. But I will replace that also. I changed the frequency. Actually, here you can change to per month, but I'll figure it out. What are the other issues? Calculate as of begin of planning. Employees calculation actually ruined it. We'll give one try now. What's his name? Let me try your solution this time. I didn't even do anything. All of this, these are not my research. We'll still talk about this. Everything looks good. Where is the issue? looks all good. You. Thank you. Can we pick up this one tomorrow? I will ask you once I come back from my office. I will try to spend some time to understand, but we will figure it out. Don't worry, sir. We will fix this. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.